What's up, y'all? It's Dr. Do, one of your favorite psychologists, and today we talking about Draymond Green and the recent suspension. First things first, disclaimer, this video is not intended to speculate on the mental health condition of anybody mentioned. It's for psychoeducational purposes only and to try to help you expand your thinking when it comes to situations like these when athletes are involved. Let's get into it. So The Athletic put out an article pretty much kind of detailing Draymond's previous suspensions and talking about just kind of like this situation. So we'll jump into a couple of those. Of most recent, Draymond was suspended in November of this year, 2023, suspended for 5 games for his role in the Timberwolves fight. April 2023, suspended game one for stepping on Sabonis. March 2023, suspended 1 game for his 16th technical foul of the season. November 2018, suspended 1 game for a confrontation with KD, Kevin Durant. Then June 2016, suspended 1 game for hitting LeBron in the groin. Something I want y'all to think about with this is, as a psychologist, we pay attention to patterns of behavior. And a part of working with somebody individually or just kind of understanding the person that we're tasked with helping, right? Our job is to kind of understand these patterns of behavior and understand the emotions associated with them and to try to help the person understand what this means and, you know, maybe curb or influence their behavior to help the person kind of lead a better life or improve their situation. With Draymond, again, this video is more about ways to think about this situation versus Draymond himself. The suspension, I'm imagining, comes from the league and or the Warriors organization kind of saying, okay, we have this pattern of behavior and we need to do something about this. I think that, you know, it's not an easy decision to make as an organization in situations like these, because you never know what the impacts are going to be, and you want to make sure you're doing the right thing, right? Like, is what we're doing warranted based off of what's happened? I think that's an interesting kind of situation to be in terms of making sense of Draymond's behavior over the past, you know, years or months when it comes to these types of things. Second thing is to think about is player safety. So I'm imagining that a part of this decision was related to, if this behavior continues to play itself out by Draymond, how much risk is Draymond putting himself, and how much risk for safety is Draymond putting his peers and his competition, people that he playing against. And again, I think when it comes to, from a mental health perspective, as a psychologist and other mental health professionals notice, that's something that we pay attention to very closely in terms of how is a client or a person's behavior impacting themselves, right? Impacting their own functioning. But then in the case of higher acuity mental health conditions, how is this behavior potentially impacting other people? And again, this is not me speculating on Draymond's mental health condition at all or whatsoever. This is more so just to think about this decision was made probably with that in mind, if I had to think about it in that way. Number 3, last thing is, man, in situations like these, man, it can be very easy to look at an athlete and be like, man, he so this or she so that. Like, terrible person. The truth is, we don't know what's going on in people's lives. I don't know what's going on in Draymond's life. I'm not insinuating that something is. But when you see stuff like this about athletes, or for anybody for that matter, this is just a reminder to lead with curiosity and compassion. It was put out, I was listening to Stephen A. talk earlier about how some players have expressed concern and, you know, had spoken about Draymond in a positive light, you know, saying that he's a good dude and they're not sure what's, you know, what to make of this, you know, based off of their relationship with him. It's not like we have, you know, other players like just totally bashing him, or everybody totally bashing him. So there is some compassion being shown. The other piece is the importance of, you know, not judging people for their behaviors at face value. And that can be hard to do, right? Like, that can be hard to do. Like, you see somebody smack somebody upside the head or do something that's, you know, seemingly harmful, but it's hard to be like, damn, like, you know, that's a, you know, a bad person, or dang, like, that's terrible. But these are just things to consider. So again, we talked about patterns of behavior and what they potentially mean and what that means in terms from a mental health perspective. We talked about player safety and how considering the behaviors of other people, considering the behaviors of people and how they impact that person and other people. And then we talked about leading with compassion and curiosity. Again, I wanted to make this video just because sometimes when these things happen, I think there's a lot of chatter about athletes in ways that sometimes can be unhelpful. And we always want to be mindful of the types of narratives we're creating around people. So that's all I got for y'all. Put, you know, what you think about it in the comments below and we can talk more about it. I'm out. Dr. Do. Peace.